OMG, Brock Lesnar is in the Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre is in the Royal Rumble. Jack Farmer's in the Royal Rumble. It's the Monday Night Raw After Show on AfterBuzz TV, and it's a new year. Yes, it is.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yes! How's it going? 2020 vision is clear. Wait for that Mac list to drop. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Coco Cena doing big things on a show you may have heard of called The Bump. My name is Flobo Boyce. Thank you so much for keeping me in your life and your second screens. It's the Monday Night Raw After Show. The flagship is back. Thank you so much for rocking with us on AfterBuzz TV, Wrestling and Sports. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma was the home of Monday Night Raw today, but we're broadcasting live from beautiful Hollywood, California. Lots of matches to go into tonight, a lot of updates, but before I do, I gotta introduce my co-panelist who sent me to come in to read verbatim, so I'll do it here for you tonight. He is the smartest and most handsome and most charming and culturally significant host in all of AfterBuzz TV history. It's not Keven Undergaro, it's Jack Farmer.
Howdy ho, neighbors. We gotta give more love to the writers of this show, the people who put the words in our mouths for moments like this.
You wrote your own, though. That was all you. You said to write it specifically.
Well, hey, then I'll take all the praise, I guess.
Also, he's broadcasting live from the booth. This guy has the sexiest bod by far, bulking up for the holidays because even luchadors need protein. Give it up for Josh Alonso. Josh the booth, what's up?
What's going on? 2020, boys. Let's get it going.
We got goals. We're pushing goals. We're making it happen. It's a new day. Yes, it is. Jack Farmer, real quick, how was your holiday season? Anything special? Did you watch Wrestle Kingdom? Did you get some backlog with your wrestling action? Did you get a massage from an ex-wrestler? Anything wrestling related over the holiday break?
All I got was fat.
Good night, everybody. AfterBuzz TV. What?
Yeah, you know, I got a little bit of a backlog in wrestling. I haven't had a chance to check out Wrestle Kingdom just yet.
Okay.
But I'm all caught up on Raw. You know, it's one of those things with the holidays going on. You've got family over. You're out visiting family. So you definitely got to work that DVR magic. But
that cloud DVR magic if you're on Sling like I am. Shout out to everyone in the chat here. Dylan Matthews here. Michael Blake, Joseph Bilzer, Eric Clark, Trey Styles. I missed it. Anissa Barr. Oh, Anissa Barr. Also from the Wednesday Night Delight.
Anissa Barr.
The other one, the one that's not as good as the NXT one, the AEW Dynamite After Show.
It's explosive.
It's okay, I get it. Let's... These Russell jokes, I can't with you. Royal Rumble is on the horizon, and let's start off the top. Brock Lesnar, the reigning WWE champion, we haven't seen on TV in like weeks, right? Shows up with Paul Heyman and Bombshell entering the Royal Rumble at number 1. Thoughts about that, Jack Farmer?
Look, it's a spoiler. We know who our winner is going to be.
Jinder Mahal.
He's brocking away with it. Lock, Brock, and Barrel.
Stop punning.
Rock and roll, baby.
Oh my gosh. So let's talk about this for a second. He's a reigning WWE champion. We haven't seen him on TV, and he has the chance to go to the Royal Rumble and in his title match to be fine. But he's somehow foregoing this to have a match with 29 other men. Well, why?
Because everyone else is scared to face Brock Lesnar, and rightfully so. So what's he doing? He's doing what a real champion should do, and he's not taking on 1, 2, or 3 people. He's taking on all 29. That is a champion, folks.
I think that's someone incredibly lazy. I don't show up to work for a month, so I'll have 28 matches at once. So I'm off for 3 more months. You're the WWE champion. You don't need to be in the Royal Rumble. Why?
Work smarter, not harder, folks. Okay. Listen, batch your workload. It's part of the 4-hour work week, I'm sure.
That's not how that works at all. That's not how your Royal Rumbles are in different careers. So we talked about this before in the green room or the host lounge or whatever we call it about 2 things. One, has a reigning champion ever participated in the Rumble, which I cannot find that in our history. But one I thought was interesting was, has there been anyone that had a match and won the Rumble the same year? 2003 was also Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar beat The Big Show, which we'll talk about a little later, in a single match for the ticket to the Rumble, which he won and eventually beat Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 19, which is, if you guys remember, that was when he tried the shooting star press at WrestleMania and landed on his head. right? Can Brock do it again? Do you think Brock will have a match in addition to this Rumble thing, or you think it's only going to be the Rumble?
He's only doing the Rumble, and he's winning the Rumble. It's a spoiler. They told us. Paul Heyman has never been wrong when he calls it a spoiler.
Yeah.
100% correct rate. Why do we second guess it? Brock Lesnar is your Royal Rumble guy. He is going to point to the WrestleMania sign. Maybe. He may not even care. But he's going to win the Royal Rumble. Folks, you don't even need to buy a ticket. Well, you should buy a ticket.
Yeah, for real. Why? The big four, don't go. Jack Farmer said don't go. But okay, here's a question though. It's a statement. I am okay with the idea of Brock being in it and maybe even winning it because there's a whole unification thing in the background and it may happen. Is it kind of a tired conceit of having the number one seed or the number one pick winning the Rumble? Has that trope been done to death?
I don't like anyone picking their spot in the Royal Rumble. I think that's
with the lottery, like the old days.
I like the randomness. I like not knowing. And also, why doesn't anyone come out and say, "I'm going to enter the Royal Rumble and I'm coming in number 30"?
Well,
that's what I would do. Why would you pick any other number?
I don't know, because apparently Brock Lesnar is a beast. That's why
I'm coming in number 21 because that's my lucky number.
That would be kind of our truth thing for sure. It's like, you got it, man. It's cool. I thought it was kind of.
What if our truth comes in at number 24 and 7? That would be fun.
That's the same guy? Has that been possible?
I don't know.
Well, he could come in at 7 as K Quick and
yes!
24
Getting rowdy!
as
Must have moved some
Archer.
things.
Talking about throwback.
Oh, my. You know what? I love you, Josh, because you always do the right throwback. The Brock Lock, the K Quick. It's always good times. Just quick, we'll talk about predictions for Rumble. I mean, we're about 3 weeks away. We have a lot of time. Just off the wall, Josh, who do you think having your pick to win the Royal Rumble this year?
Honestly, like someone said it earlier in the chat, I believe it was Michael Blake. He said that McIntyre will eliminate Brock. So 2 scenarios with this. I still think if they set him up right, McIntyre could win it. Or if he eliminates Brock, Brock could come back in and cost him, and that sets up a match between McIntyre and Brock. But they have to set it up right and have to make McIntyre a credible threat. That's at least my opinion, so we'll see how that goes.
That's easy. Paul Heyman can make anyone credible. Jack Farmer, I know we're talking about Drew McIntyre a little later, but would you be on board if Drew won the Rumble?
I like Drew McIntyre. I would love to see him win the Royal Rumble. He's not winning the Royal Rumble.
What?
Not even because of Brock Lesnar. Look, it's been, 3 years. We keep going, this is the time. This is when they're going to finally pull the trigger on that old Drew McIntyre fella. They're not pulling the trigger on that old Drew McIntyre fella. It's not happening. Get over it. Drew McIntyre is done.
So wait, we were like 5 minutes in. You put yourself over as the most culturally significant person. You said he's done. Is this heel Jack? Is this new year, new you? Is this? I'll be a jerk.
New year, new me.
This isn't Jack Farmer. This is Zach Farmer.
Yes, Zach Farmer. Speaking of people who are totally mean, Jack Farmer, can you tell the world how they can interact with this AfterBuzz show and other AfterBuzz shows?
Hey guys, before we move on to the next topic, we just wanted to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, give us ratings on iTunes, and leave us a comment. Being a part of the AfterBuzz family has meant so much to me because I love getting to chat with each and every one of you. So thank you all for supporting us in what we love. And that one was as official as it gets, folks.
I'm reading this card, so I'm not fined. What are you doing?
I like to be real with the people. I'm breaking the fourth wall.
Yes, the wall's totally been broken. Speaking of things that have gone off the rails, Bobby Lashley and Lana, I would say this, man. I like the fact that this past week on Monday Night Raw, I watched via DVR. That's all I'm going to say about the wedding that didn't even happen. So apparently the wedding was actually today because it definitely concluded. So now we're stretching out points of the storyline. Rusev is on vacation at SummerSlam 96, apparently, on a back screen. And challenges Lashley to a match next week. Jack Farmer, walk me through this.
I'm not gonna help myself in the heel Jack department. I love this. This is fun. It's just classic, silly train wreck in all the best ways. My question is, why are we booing Bobby Lashley?
we're not doing anything on Bobby Lashley. I'm confused about Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley's done everything right. He has taken Lana out. He's married her now. He got her to shut up. I don't know why we boo him. We should treat him as a hero. He's a great guy.
The odd gangster. He's a good guy. He's a good fella. Give him a shot.
He's a good fella.
So what's the deal with Rusev then? If Rusev already had the match at Starrcade and all that stuff, what is the purpose of next week's match, and where does it go from here?
See, that's why Rusev's the heel in this situation.
Is he?
He's the ex that won't let go and is now stalking and attacking his former lover and the person she's with. Rusev is the heel in this situation right now.
I would hate the fact that this whole storyline was to pull off the most difficult thing in wrestling, a double turn over Lana.
It's a very long. I think what I hope happens is I hope that this match next week is a blow off to that feud, and Rusev can go do Rusev things, and Lana and Lashley can go on being an obnoxious, annoying heel couple.
Yeah.
That's what I hope.
And just have Lana just be my husband, Bobby Lashley, it's doing anything. Okay, now...
Because then she could do things like, Bobby, I really want some gold. Can you go get me a U.S. title?
Right.
Or whatever. And then he's like, sorry, whoever's the champion.
Right.
I got to beat you up.
Now, I know I'm a wrestling pundit and journalist here, so I'm trying to be objective as possible because personally, my reservations about the storyline. So I try to be even keel, but you can't deny the crowd today did not know what to do with their hands, with their mouths. They were just confused who to cheer, who to boo. It's just a bunch of cringe, right? Is that a problem, or is that a wait for something else?
It was all booze until Rusev came out. Now, I kind of jokingly call him the heel in this case, but I think there is sort of a level of why is Rusev still bothering them?
Right.
At this point, because they're not reaching out to him anymore.
They're
not doing anything to him. He just keeps showing up for some reason. So I think as an audience, we're all wondering, well, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
If you don't like these people, they've left you. They've moved on. Why are you a part of this?
I'm on vacation. I'm just kidding. Match next week.
Right. Yeah, and then I thought the whole being in a tropical island was weird.
Yeah.
You made a joke about him being a Razor Ramon, which I thought was funny.
It looked like he was Razor Ramon. I am by a restaurant. So the match announced next week, Bobby Lashley, Rusev, with Liv Morgan in Rusev's corner. Now, there was a lot of ink spilled about the actual re-debut of Liv Morgan because of two things. One, the rumors obviously weren't confirmed about her being Sister Abigail or being with that Bray Wyatt character. And two, the promos themselves looking like it was going to be a darker edge to it, but it did not quite translate. Is this the right move for Liv, or were you thinking of something else?
Short term, it's the right move. In the short-term world, which I think in wrestling, that's all you can hope for. I think it's unrealistic to think of a long-term plan for a lot of people, especially at her level. By level, I mean she's obviously not like a Charlotte Flair or anything like that. I think it's great for her. She's been plugged into the most talked about portion of the show. Again, whether you like it or not, it is easily the most talked about part of the show right now. And so she's been put into that for better or worse. I think that's a great opportunity. And so right now, she has every opportunity in the world to parlay that into something big.
Liv does. That's interesting. Because again, the thing about Liv for me was that she was specifically the last pick of the draft. So I felt like there was something big for her. I'm not quite sure what this is. And only because, let's say it's about Liv as a character, we don't really know what that is yet. Mm-hmm. So not only is she re-debuted, we don't really know who she is or what she's fighting for. Now she's in the middle of a storyline, which I thought undercuts her as a character, but that's just me, throwing popcorn at the screen, right?
Well, I will say, I agree. I think this was something that was done at the last minute. I don't think this was the original intent for her. Because, I agree, the vignettes did not look like this character. The build-up to her coming back did not look like this. She did look like it was going to be a darker character, but again, what's the other opportunity for her? That she's in a match with Sarah Logan?
Yeah.
Like, would that have been a better opportunity for her?
Too sweet?
No, it would have been... There would have been a few people going, oh, Riot Squad reunion, and that would have been it.
Yeah.
But nothing would have come of it.
The troll voice is Harris.
Yeah. I'm a troll.
Yeah.
So... This is great. This is the biggest storyline going on right now.
Agree to disagree, good sir.
She could be in. Well, what would you do with her?
Wow, because that division has no one to fight with. So you debut a new character, it doesn't matter how cool it is. It's like, well, it looked like to me that she was doing like a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde kind of a thing, where it's like, yeah, I look like this, but I can go to a dark place, which is not quite the Sister Abigail character, but very, very similar. That she, like, almost how Orton was back in 2009 and 8, he'd be pushed to a place where she would go, not crazy, you can't do that anymore, but just go to a more vicious and more crisper moves and work heel. But hard to say with this now.
But so who would she feud with?
Well, that's the problem. The Raw Women's division is so thin that, like, we saw Sarah Logan today. I forgot about Sarah Logan because if you're not watching WWE main event, you haven't seen her in a long time. And that division with Tamina coming back, Nia Jax coming back, we don't know when. Peyton Royce, we don't know when. It just seemed like there's only like Charlotte and Becky, and then like whoever they can plug in.
Doesn't that prove my point though? That feuding with Lana is going to be a huge push for her.
No, it doesn't prove your point at all. Because at the end of the day, you have to solve things with a match. Lana does not wrestle anymore. So it's like, wow, this is going to be a conflict.
How do we know she's not going to wrestle?
How do we know? She hasn't wrestled before. Why would she wrestle now?
Why not?
Moving on, our main event tonight was AOP and Seth Rollins against Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and a third guy. The third man.
The third man.
The returning Big Show, which I didn't see coming. We thought a six-man tag. Ow! I didn't think Big Show was going to even be in the building in the city. I thought it was going to be Randy Orton. I thought it was going to be Aleister Black at first before his match was announced. Thoughts about Big Show returning and the match itself?
I thought it was going to be Aleister Black as well. I loved the whole build to this. I thought it was great. I loved the tease of a third man because then it makes, as soon as they say, I got a guy, you're now asking yourself, well, who's it going to be? And then as the show's going on, you see people coming out like, well, it can't be him. Can't be that person. Can't be that person.
Yeah.
And
it's Ricochet.
They
would not a match at all. No, Kevin would be like, oh my God, Ricochet.
I love the team of Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. They're so much fun. Obviously, AOP and Seth Rollins are awesome, but we didn't get to talk about it. I popped so hard. One of my biggest like little mark out moments I've had in a while was the other week on Raw when the AOP went to clear the announce table and Samoa Joe stayed sitting. And he's like, I don't move for anybody.
Yeah.
If I get up, people are getting hurt.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was such a great moment. One of my all-time favorite moments of the past year. Right there at the very end, it clocked in. Just great moment. I love Samoa Joe. I'm so glad Samoa Joe's back.
You make a good point, and I know this is not Impact's or TNA's fault, but to me, everyone talks about how when someone comes to the flagship, how they're handled or mishandled or treated or mistreated. To a lesser extent, obviously, I do think that the trio, Bobby Roode, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, are just another level. Like they show up and they're a presence. Like and Samoa Joe is just that much of a treasure that he can go to backstage and do his thing. He can go to commentary and do his thing, and you still believe him in the ring. He's not a suit anymore. He's one of those rare talents I wish got more exposure, but I'm just a broken record there.
He's someone, I think we all are because it's true. Samoa Joe he is such a star. They have so much talent with him. They can do so much with him. I've said before about some other guys, I think that's almost why he doesn't get what we would like him to get. I think that's why he doesn't get pushed to the world title, because he's so good he doesn't need it.
Sure.
He doesn't need to win all the time because he's so good. He doesn't need the world title because he's so good. They can put him in the opening match. They can put him in the main event. They could put him on a microphone. They can put him in commentary. As you said, he is currently, I think, my favorite wrestler going right now.
Fair enough. Josh Alonso, thoughts about the renaissance of Samoa Joe? Maybe some Big Show commentary if you got that too.
Honestly, like seeing Samoa Joe, repeating what Jack just said, when I saw that, I was just like, oh my God. This is making Samoa Joe out to look like an extreme badass. When he said, I don't move for anybody. I'm just like, damn.
Sure.
That's just like a flashback to like Samoa Joe of like old, like back in ROH and TNA type of thing. But geez. But then with the Big Show returning, I thought that was pretty cool. But then it just only a matter of time for me, like, if he does stick around with Kevin Owens and Big Show, Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, how long will it be until he turns heel on them and joins Seth Rollins?
It is kind of funny because Big Show is the only character I can think of that has such a wild card personality. It's like, who do you trust with that guy? You know?
Right.
Who has a bigger back for Big Show?
Yeah, Big Show. I popped. I loved it. I love Big Show. I love seeing him again, and he's in the guy. I like nostalgia, so I like when guys who've been gone for a while come back. I love the Undertaker coming back all over again every time, but. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun little. It's probably a build up to WrestleMania for something, and I like it. I'm in for it.
He likes it.
I'm in.
Anissa Barr says that Samoa Joe's what CM Punk was in 2011. Interesting point. I think that's pretty fair. If you want to say the person on the mic that can really like make it seem real, if not. United States title gets some development here. So take a step back here. Over the holiday tour, the MSG show for WWE is one of the biggest ones of the year. It happens the day after Christmas usually. I think I've been to one in 2010 where I almost got stuck on the island of Manhattan because it was a blizzard happening during the event. That's why it stick to me. Andrade became the United States title champion, had a rematch today. The match itself was interesting. I mean, Andrade looked like he was already going away to Wrestle Kingdom. It was like all oranged out. It was fancy. Got the win in a weird, interesting thing. So before the fall, let's talk about this pin, right? So Andrade's getting pinned. Zelina puts the foot on the rope, and it was the restart the match. Can that finish still happen in 2020 with instant replays and all that stuff? I feel like that's kind of a weird way to get that point across.
I thought that whole bit felt weird and a little unnecessary to begin with. I don't know. I didn't really understand why they did that. If outside of trying to kill time,
sure,
or maybe a fake cheap pop from everyone cheering that he won, but I didn't really understand why they didn't. It felt like he would have just gotten the same. Anything storytelling wise would have been the same had the ref just seen the foot on the rope.
Right.
I don't really understand what that difference was because they didn't even go through a commercial break, did they?
I think it did. I think it separated a commercial break, but even then, it still continued after that. I thought that was kind of an odd thing, and I think that those kind of restarts really can't happen now with technology and all that stuff. Because I feel like if it was a weird lull that happened so long, it was like, can you see it in the arena? Like, come on, Cone, what are you doing? But it was weird.
It also, and I hate to be that guy, but it does open up the whole bag of like, look, if you're going to restart a match,
right?
Why don't you restart all these matches? Because that stuff happens all the time.
Exactly.
And it opens up that little can of worms that, as wrestling fans, you can't open. Otherwise, not. You know,
you couldn't break it.
Wrestling's held together by very
cans of string and tape and gum.
Yeah, gummy bears have been stuck together to keep this fabric together of what is allowed and what is not allowed.
Right.
And I think that it was a very weird thing. I don't know if it's going to come into play later because it seems like they're definitely building more of a story with them and the mask and everything.
Yeah, it was a good story. Again, the end of the match was weird. It looked like Mysterio was. I thought he was injured, but he was just distraught. He hit a woman, and that cost him the victory of the match. Got his mask stolen off camera because the camera was in position. He eventually gets it back 2 segments later. This match didn't need all that stuff. I felt like it could have been a pure up and down match without all these extra elements. Do you think they're going to pull on anything that happened this week, or just a bunch of errors that happened? I'm not sure how to read it.
It's always interesting because WWE obviously looks week to week at what they need to do because you have to with a show like that, and so it's very possible they could say, you know what, none of that worked. Let's just sweep it under the rug. They could also have a bunch of meanings for things behind it. Like they've been teasing tension between Andrade and Zelina for a bit,
right? And
so the whole thing with Rey Mysterio hitting Zelina, that could be building up to more tension. But of course, it looked like the mask thing was there to. Like he was giving her the mask to make it better.
Yeah, like a trophy.
Yeah, so it seems like there could be stuff. Now, Booker Jack immediately says to myself,
Booker Jack,
we need a I immediately thinks mask versus hair match or something.
Oh wow, look at that. What's this? Love it. Let's do it.
I mean, that to me, just like I would love that.
Bald Andrade, I'm down.
That would be sick.
Because one, Andrade's been growing his hair long lately.
For the ladies.
He's only got one lady now.
True.
Sorry, ladies, he's off the shelf.
Right.
So he, I would love to see that. especially with all these rumors of Rey Mysterio retiring soon.
Rumors, he's been saying it for a year himself.
Yeah.
I should retire, but my family.
My family, I have so many bills to pay.
I'll do the job, no problem. Yeah.
So I think, but then also the whole, what if Zelina leaves him if he loses? I don't know. They have everything. It's like they have all the pieces here.
Yeah.
To make
Fair.
something great. It's like an IKEA angle.
Oh,
all the pieces are there.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
And we just need to assemble it properly.
You watch the wrestling. You let us know how to do it better. Call in later. Josh Alonso, United States title division, Andrade, Rey Mysterio. If you could add 2 to 3 more people and have a solid division, who would you add?
Oh boy, let me see. Definitely when we're talking off camera, definitely would like to see Aleister Black into that.
Yes.
And then, since Buddy Murphy's got a thing with Aleister Black going on, I think they could. I mean, it could potentially build up into something. I mean, it could be the way I'm thinking it could be more or less like a United States title tourney type of thing, where you have Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black just fighting out, and then they could settle up to be the #1 contender of that. And then I think, just because he just needs something to do, I think Shelton Benjamin could be into that mix too.
Shelton Benjamin.
I love Shelton Benjamin. They need to use him.
Exactly. If we could see him like we saw him years past, that'd be awesome. That'd be really great. And if he could come out with his mom too, that'd be awesome too.
I love that. Yeah. Sorry, Mama. Do you think the United States title needs a redesign? And if so, would you do it more with the IC title or try something else completely?
It doesn't stand out as something that needs a redesign, but that IC title looks so cool now. It makes me wonder.
It?
I love it. I love the new IC title.
So here's my gripe about that real quick. I know there's a SmackDown thing, and that's another show. I like it if you cut off SmackDown and say this is our titles, it's perfect. But I feel like it can't coexist with a flag belt. I think they're 2 different schools of wrestling thought. Of this super glamorous, divas, winged, flag belt versus super tough and hard black on gold. At the same time.
Well, that's what I mean is if I had never seen that new IC title, I'd say, no, the US title's fine.
Yeah.
But now that I've seen that one, I really like that one. So now I want that one.
So if you guys would send us a title belt, it'd be great.
Yeah, so if WWE, if you could just send us some replicas so we can check them all out and give our feedback.
I have a good following. I'll promote your brand.
Yeah.
I'm an influencer now. Yeah. Speaking of title matches, we had a tag team title match, player.
It's the Mac Militant.
Holla, holla, holla. The Viking Raiders against the Street Profits versus the only team that's ever pinned the Viking Raiders, the OC. Viking Raiders exert their dominance. Now, we talked about the OC before and how much you love them, and you think Drew Gallows is your favorite wrestler of all time. Not really. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. I thought they kind of also ran. They're kind of in the middle of the pack. We saw the entire division basically in a match tonight. Yeah. Thoughts about the match, and where does the division go from here?
As far as the match goes, it was a really fun match. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was everything you want from a 3-way tag team match. Action everywhere, lots of stuff happening. I really loved the match. You brought up the point that's the problem with the tag team division. That was basically it. And it's something I don't understand, and something we talked about in this green room that we've all been discussing tonight quite a bit. Why is it so hard to come up with actual angles for tag teams?
Yeah.
When it works so well in every other form of media, Marvel's all about people teaming up and random, encounters of 2 heroes together. But in wrestling, for some reason, it's just so hard to team people up.
Yeah, I was trying to think that was between the last, because backstage I couldn't think of anyone that really made any sense. But the last storyline in tag team division was Usos revival with the Itch Prouder and all the pranks and stuff. And that's not really something you want to write home about. This is wrestling. He has itchy crotchular areas. Awkward.
Right.
So no, but you're right. I don't understand, because look, storylines and writing for wrestling is very hard. I couldn't do it. But it does seem like there's so many tag teams that can need something.
Yeah, I think one of the things I think would even help them out with the writing is, I think just because someone's in a team doesn't mean they can't be individuals. And what I mean by that is, you look at Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, what makes it great is they're individuals.
Yeah.
They're just teaming up.
Yeah, I'm already on board.
Where you look at so many of the other teams, like the Viking Raiders essentially act as one person. The OC essentially acts as one person. And I think that makes it very weird to write a storyline about 2 people having issues with 2 people, when you could just have Kevin Owens doing his own thing and Samoa Joe doing his own thing, but then they come in and have matches. I don't know. I like tag team wrestling. You need to add
Jack?
You need to add tag teams.
That's definitely true. It's not, and the thing is, I always said this before, especially in NXT, the embarrassment of riches. It isn't like they don't have anybody, and you're like, well, we don't have a division. That happens too with some promotions. They have the bodies. It's just coming with cohesive teams and units and needs and desires and drives and all that,
right?
And doing it in a way that people can get on board with. But
yeah, that's why I look and something that said I'd love to see like Buddy Murphy teamed up with somebody because he needs something to do. And I mean, obviously he wants to keep on doing it with Aleister Black.
Will you stop with the entendres? What are you doing?
I can't stop. It's a problem. It's ruining my life.
So the 3 tag teams today: Viking Raiders, Street Profits, and the OC. It is now December 2020. Which team had the best year?
The best year? The Viking Raiders.
So of the next 11 months.
Oh, who's going to have the best year?
Right.
Street Profits.
Really? You think they're the best? Even though they kind of been in that. Okay.
I see big things for those guys, especially Montez Ford. He's a star.
Chad's saying he should be U.S. title or U.S. champion.
Montez Ford? Mm-hmm. I can see that. I think he's got big things ahead of him. He's such a star. He's so charismatic.
Yeah.
Their music is so cool. Their music is gonna win championships. They don't even have to walk out. They're just gonna play the music and everyone's like, they do got the swag.
They play the song and it's a rough recount. 2, 3.
The guys in the ring are just like looking at each other.
Here are your winners. Speaking of winners, Drew McIntyre, the guy that always seemed to be on the back burner, is now heating up in a match against Noe Jose, which I can't think the last time Noe Jose actually won a match, even on main event. Really odd placing here because Drew McIntyre attacks the conga line, hits Noe Jose with a claymore, and does it a second time and gets cheered for it. Jack Farmer, besides the Rumble declaration, what happened here? Is this a face turn?
It's definitely a face turn. And you can tell it's a face turn 100% because he made the little joke about the cheeseburger guy liking him.
Yeah.
If you're a heel, you don't make a joke like that. Old heel McIntyre would not make that joke.
Right.
So he's clearly turning heel or turning face. I think we all wanted it. We've talked about it on the show. I think it's one of those things where WWE is just getting it right. I think a lot of people have talked about it and wanted it. For some reason, no one likes to say the WWE got it right. Well, guess what? Vince McMahon, you got it right, buddy.
I guess does that make you heel in the chat if you support?
I think you did it's the right thing.
It's the right thing.
It's the right thing to do. I think it's going to work great. I think he's going to do well.
There's 2 things here. There's him elevating Drew McIntyre to the main event, which I agree with. But him being a babyface, is that the right move? Is that specifically the right move? Can he still have done it as a heel, being the Scottish psychopath?
He could have, but he's lost too much as the Scottish psychopath.
Yeah.
So we've lost interest in that. Okay. That's why now as a face we go, oh, this is fresh, this is new. Now I'm cheering for him. I think he'll probably be heel again at some point. Yeah. He won't be a permanent face, but
True.
But I think this face run will be really good for him. It'll give him a chance to have some matches with some people he hasn't been able to work with, and I think hopefully we'll get him some wins. Again, I wouldn't be buying stock in him because we've been saying this for years and it doesn't happen. So I'm not holding my breath, but this is the right move.
Let's talk about people talk about for years. Shelton Benjamin, we talked about him earlier, had a match against Aleister Black. Wasn't that much formidable of an opponent, but Jerry Lawler did say, hey, look, man, he is an amateur wrestler. That counts. Granted, this match was to set up the whole feud again with Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black, but Shelton Benjamin's being used on TV. Thoughts about that?
Well, I've said before, I love Shelton Benjamin. He was one of my favorites. I would love to see him used more. I think he was great here, and the reason why he was great is who looked stronger tonight, Aleister Black or Rowan?
Oh, Aleister Black. Even in defeat, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so he made Aleister Black look better because he actually was someone who felt formidable.
Yeah, and that music. Ooh, 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 ain't no stopping me.
Ain't no stopping me now. Yeah. So he was great. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He did an awesome job. Again, I agree. I would love to see more of him just in the ring. I think he's a great wrestler. He's a good-looking dude. Yeah.
This Aleister Black, man. Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy, all the tenders come out.
Yeah.
The match is pretty solid. I'd like to see it Shelton Benjamin. Again, that's the kind of guy I know probably won't be pushed to the main event.
No.
But, hey, if he gets one more U.S. title run, even if it's like a 90-day thing, I'll be happy with it. Let's talk about title runs, though. Becky Lynch, the men, comes out, and she's all like, I did everything in the world, but Asuka, I just can't. And Asuka comes out, and they had a little bit of that little exchange. So the match set up. Becky Lynch, Asuka, Royal Rumble. Love it. I think Becky Lynch needs an opponent. She needs a formidable one. And Asuka does have the victory over her, but it just seemed kind of weird that she's his man, but Asuka just has my number. Thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think you're right. I on paper, this is exactly what they should be doing, but I just don't buy it from Becky Lynch. She's been so cocky and so self-assured. To suddenly be in her head about someone randomly feels very weird. You can't go for a whole year being like, I'll take on anyone. I'll slap the heads off the whole locker room. Asuka, I don't know.
Oh, man.
It's just, it doesn't feel believable to me. I think that she should be selling it as this is a very serious opponent, and I've got to take it more seriously than others, but I don't know. I don't buy it.
Do you buy Asuka 2 belts, or do you think Becky gets the victory?
I don't think Asuka's going to win. I want Asuka to win. I want her to win. I'm a huge Asuka fan.
She's a fan, yeah.
I would love for her to be Asuka 2 belts. I think that would be fantastic for so many reasons. I think it'd even be better for Becky to lose the title, so she can have that coming back story.
Before Mania.
Before Mania. It'd be great.
Wow. It's a bold move. Booker Jack is amazing.
And Cesaro would be the world champion.
He should be. And his new tights. I'm just saying, I'm glad he has his pants backstage. He has his new tights out. He looks like an actual wrestler. That guy lost his luggage.
So you're talking about a guy taking his pants off, and I'm Mr. Entendre.
Yes, because, he's a boudoir on this. No, today, we'll give out to Andrade's orange pants, Cesaro's lack of pants, Rey Mysterio's purple and gold pants. All right, so Eric Rowan's bag has a little bit of development there. The local talent totally gets this demolished. He puts his face in the bag, the one that Mojo Rawley was scared about, and there's yellow paint, or I don't know what, musk. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's in the bag, the cage, whatever it is. I don't know what... And there was some development. We now know there's something terrifying in there, of some extent, something that will spray something.
To be fair, Mojo's kind of a wuss. He could be easily frightened. I don't know. I said it. Mojo Rawley, WrestleMania, you and me.
Hey, you guys would be great on that. You got like 7 hours to fill. You have time for you guys.
Exactly. The pre-show.
I don't know. I want to see what's in the bag. I want to see what's in the cage, but not in like the good way.
Yeah.
Not in the, this is an interesting development. More just like, okay, what's in there? What is it? Because I don't know what it can be that's going to make it worth waiting any longer.
Fair. Before I follow up with that, Forever Young says, thank you so much, Jack, for checking out my YouTube channel. I'm not going to say the other part of that message, but thanks so much, Jack, for checking. I'll say it. Thanks so much, Jack, for replying to my DMs and subscribing to my YouTube channel. That's amazing, because you are a guy who interacts with his fans, even though you're not being a heel at the time.
Yeah, I'm never a heel. Don't call me a heel.
Yeah, the whole bag thing is weird to me. I'm not really sure what that means. Josh Alonso! Now we see the bag can spit out golden or yellow or orange paint to someone's face. What could it possibly be?
It's a paintball gun. Paintball gun.
Sold. All right. The paintball gun's going to Mania.
You know what? To be honest, I don't know. It could. I still think it's the mask. I think they're going with like a rotted look. And that could be just like the ominous smoke or paint, whatever that's spewing off. I don't know. It could be something rotting. Yeah. I still think it's the mask, though. I still think it's his old sheep mask, I think.
I just don't know who it's for. Like, okay, for example, the Kane storyline where if you lose, you have to unmask. And yeah, the mystique around that was we don't know what Kane looks like because we're so young, we don't know what Isaac Langham looked like. But with Eric Rowan, if this is the most like devastating ball of scariness, like what's he do with it? Is he a title match? Does he fight someone with it? Is it kind of like, I have this kitty? Like what?
That's my point. That's why I just want to see what it is. Because I don't think there's anything in there that can make it worth waiting much longer to see what it is.
Right.
Because then once we see what it is, he has to use it. Otherwise, what was the point of the build-up?
What was the point of the...
Is it because if it's like a kitty, then the kitty's got to do something, right? The kitty's got to be a part of matches. It's got to be a tag team partner. Got to do something.
We'll see what the chat says. The Real YT says nothing's in the cage. It's a red herring. Optimus Provost says it's Luke Harper's severed head. And Derek Fisher randomly says Jack is awesome and has cool hair. Kind of jealous about that.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for all the kind words in the chat. I love interacting with you guys, and I appreciate you guys being part of the show.
Speaking of cool hair, AJ Styles had a match with Akira Tozawa. That Barry Gibb, Bee Gees hair. Let's talk about Akira Tozawa for a bit, because he's a talent. He has fantastic abs. He's been used a lot more over the past 2 months or so. Is this as far as he goes on the Raw brand? Or do you think he's a possibility he could be elevated into the U.S. title division, or just kind of place in the show?
It's possible he could go to the U.S. title division. I don't think they have plans for it right now.
Yeah,
I think he does a great job as putting people over. I always feel like I'm being sarcastic when I say that, but it's a real talent.
It's a real job, yeah.
And it's a real job. And I think he does make people look really good in his matches. So I think he's doing a great job. I like him. We're wrestling fans, right? So
I think I am.
I would think we are at this point.
Boy, am I ever. Yeah.
But so we want to see everyone win more.
True.
That's the mathematics of it all is half the people got to lose every night. Or some have the fudge endings, but the point is most people like half the people got to lose, so you can't have everyone win all the time, and
right.
Unfortunately sometimes the guys you love like Akira doesn't get wins very often, but I like seeing him I would much rather see him on TV losing than him not on TV.
That's fair. Absolutely fair. It looks like this match was to set up the AJ Styles, Randy Orton storyline. I mean, they called it at Mania, even with the quote-unquote injury Orton had. It's not injured, but it looks like they're trying to push it for Mania. I guess 2 Manias in a row. What can they do differently to make that match that much more marketable? Randy Orton, AJ Styles.
I don't think you need to. I think they're stars.
Yeah.
They're stars that put on great matches, and they're big names. I think you could do no build-up whatsoever between now and Mania, and just the week before Mania say AJ Styles versus Randy Orton, and we'd all say that's great.
Hold on. Well, see, we said that last year with Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey and Charlotte, but we got so much story. We got that anyways. You can't have a match with no story. You have to do something to build it up.
Those two you could do without.
You can, but you need to do something, though.
Obviously, I hope they build it up.
Yeah.
But they don't need to.
Right.
If anything, I think they should slow things down if they want to wait that long.
Slow down how?
As in...
Just straight wrist lock? Like,
no, like they shouldn't have these things that they do against each other every week. Because then by the time Mania comes around, we're going to be sick of it.
True.
But I think... They're great. Like, do you really like if you were buying a ticket to a show and they said AJ Styles versus Randy Orton's going to be on it, would you not be pumped to see it?
That's like a Saudi show. Here's a card, bam. I guess what I'm getting at, Jack, is WrestleMania has to be something different. So stipulation. If there's a stipulation for these two guys, what would you pick?
Oh, like I don't know.
You can't do it in a straight match. That's not the same. Like we got to do a 2 out of 3, a ladder match, no DQ, which is a lame stip, but. Do you have an idea?
Yeah, the no DQ stip is like the.
Well, my thing is there's like 7 matches of the same thing. Yeah, no DQ, street fight, no holds barred. It's all the same.
I don't know. I think these are two guys that honestly I just trust the writing. I trust what they're gonna do because these guys are gonna do something like they're good storytellers all around, and there's nothing specific I want. I guess.
Josh Alonso, if you had a chance to do a stipulation between Randy Orton and AJ Styles for 2 at WrestleMania 36 in Tampa, what would you have?
I think it should be a last man standing match. We haven't seen one of those in a while.
Last man, count of 10. That mode is so hard in video games. Everyone gets up at 9. It's frustrating as hell. I get that. It has to be something grueling, I think.
Yeah.
Volcon, anywhere.
Is it that personal, though? That's got to be a personal, like... That's the thing. I don't think it's personal. I think they're just too.
Well, I mean, think about it this way: if he's using Randy Orton's moves, I think that would be more of a personal thing there because you're stealing someone else's moveset. And I would consider that to be personal if you're trying to take away my moves and to finish off people in matches and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, when I see Randy Orton do the phenomenal forearm. Then we'll know.
That'd be kind of weird. It's an AJ Punt. What's going on? Our last match of the evening was the Queen herself. Woo! And a match against Sarah Logan, which I know if you guys are just not watching WWE main event. I mean, come on. Sarah Logan has not appeared on Raw in such a long time, but it seems that now she's being on TV in a Akira Tozawa kind of role. But what was curious was that she disrespected the robe. Sarah Logan was like, Now, what happened today? Was that kind of a thing to add a little color to the match? Or do you think it might be a little mini feud between now and the Rumble?
I think it's going to be a mini feud, and I think it's fantastic that it gives Sarah Logan something. It's not just a loss. This is a step to start building up the women's division. This is what we're always asking for.
Yeah.
Because it would be unrealistic to say that she should just win in a match against Charlotte Flair. But this is something that gives her something. She can build off of that. She'll probably take the loss, but it'll give her something to build off of.
True. Absolutely true. That was actually a really now you think about the only thing about the segments on the matches, a really good story-driven episode of Raw. I mean, Lana Lash is kind of up in the air, whatever you think about that. It's great. But the fact you have Akira Tozawa and Aleister Black getting action. It's about time for us to get out of here, though. Jack Farmer, where can the world find you online?
You can find me at jackcfarmer.com as well as at Real Jack Farmer across all social media. Also, make sure to check me out every Wednesday for the AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite After Show at 8 p.m. right here on AfterBuzz TV.
Yeah, AfterBuzz TV, Wrestling and Sports, #1 wrestling coverage network on the planet. AEW Dynamite After Show is so dope because you like the views, feel the boom. My name is Flobo Boyce. You can follow me on Twitter at Flobo Boyce, on Instagram at Flobito, and of course Flobito.com. But until Wednesday with the NXT After Show, the Wednesday Night Delight. Buzz you later.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.